So as you can tell from the title of this video, this is going to be my March favorites, and to be honest, I don't have a ton of favorites for this month. Watch this video, still be like 10 minutes, but I don't have a ton of favorites. I was sick for a really good majority of the month, and I also went on vacation too, so I had a lot of no makeup days and a lot of simple natural makeup days. And I actually filmed like a quick get ready with me on my really natural makeup, so if you haven't seen that yet, I'll have it linked in the down bar. That'll kind of show you most of the products I've been using this month. But I do have a few things to talk about, a few beauty and then a few non-beauty favorites as well, so let's go ahead and get started. So of course I will start off with my makeup favorites first, and the first like really big standout favorite that I had this month was this Benefit Bigger Than BB Big Easy. This is kind of like in between like a foundation and a BB cream. It's like a liquid to powder finish, it's also oil free, and it has SPF 35 in it as well, so I loved having this on my vacation because wearing SPF is so important. This is actually the first like BB cream kind of product I've tried, and I was really impressed with the coverage of this. But the reason I like this so much is because it has like insane wear time. The first day I tried this, I actually ended up having it on for a full 16 hours. I worked at 7 in the morning, and then after work I like went to my boyfriend's house. I didn't get home till really late, and it looked so good by the end of the day, which is like unheard of for me. Most of my favorite foundations don't even hold up that well since I do have oily skin, but hadn't separated at all. It wasn't looking like overly oily. It still looked amazing on. I was really impressed. And like I said, I don't have any other BB creams that I've tried to really compare this to, but it really blew me away because I wasn't expecting that long of wear from a BB cream. So I'd recommend checking this out if you need something super long wearing. The one thing I will say, and I mentioned this in my natural makeup tutorial as well, it does have a really strong sunscreen scent, so if you hate the smell of sunscreen, definitely avoid this product. It's like really intense. I personally love the smell of sunscreen. I know that's really weird, but I love it, so I really don't mind that. But yeah, my next favorite for the month of March is this Colourpop shadow in the shade Amaze. This is what I have on my lid today. I did put it on over a top of like a more rose gold cream shadow, so it looks a little bit different than it does just on its own. I am still planning on doing a whole video on my Colourpop shadow collection since I did one on my lippy collection from them as well, so don't worry, that video is still coming. But I love this color. Like I said, it is called Amaze, and it's kind of like a subtle rose gold. Like it's gold with like hints of rose gold, if that makes sense. It's not like full-on rose gold in your face, and it has a ton of glitter in it. I'll talk more about like the formulation and everything about this in my video and like how I apply them and everything, because they're seriously like the coolest thing ever. The texture of them is so unique. It's like nothing you've ever felt before. But yeah, I love this. I think it's really pretty on. One of those colors you can just kind of like throw on your lid and just be like done with your makeup for spring and summer, which I really love during these kind of months. In case you're not familiar with Colourpop, these eyeshadows are $5, which is crazy. So my next favorite is something I actually meant to mention in last month's favorites, but I completely forgot to, and it is actually a dupe for a much more high-end expensive product, and it is the NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. I believe when I was looking for this online, apparently it's just called Concealer in a Jar online, so if you want to check it out online, it might be under a different name. But the reason I love this concealer so much is because it's the perfect concealer to sculpt out your brows, and the product that it's actually a dupe for is the Makeup Forever Camouflage Cream Concealer Palettes. I've completely destroyed this. It's really gross. Just ignore that. But I used to use these two lightest shades to kind of like sculpt and carve out my brows, and obviously I ran out of them, so I needed to find something to replace them, and I ended up deciding to try this NYX concealer, and it's like perfect exact dupe, like same consistency, everything. I just have the shade Porcelain, which is the lightest shade. These are I believe $7 or $8, and then this palette is I think around $45 to $50, I believe. I think it was a little bit cheaper when I bought it because I've had this for forever. And they have corrector shades in this as well. So you could actually like pick up 5 shades and it would still be cheaper than buying like one of these whole palettes, and it's honestly so similar. You also get like a ton of product in here. Like this is gonna last me seriously like over a year. And my final beauty favorite is the new Benefit Roller Lash. I know everyone on YouTube has been talking about this, but it has definitely been my favorite mascara lately. It has the more plastic like silicone-y kind of wand, so really good for lengthening and separating your lashes, and this is meant to give a really intense curl to your lashes. I haven't tried it personally without like actually using my eyelash curler beforehand because I'm not that trusting in a mascara, since as I've mentioned a million times before, I have really straight eyelashes, but I really feel like this does hold the curl really well. It's not clumpy at all, and it does separate and add a good amount of definition. Definitely not volumizing though, so if you like a lot of like drama and volume, I'd skip this mascara. It's a lot easier to remove than They're Real, so no worries there. You can remove it with any old eye makeup remover. And the one complaint I have about this is it tends to dry really fast, so I find I can only do one coat. Like, you know that feeling that your lashes have when you've like worn your makeup all day and then you go in and try and like apply a second coat of mascara later on in the day? That's kind of what this has right away. Like, I find I do one coat and it instantly, I don't want to say crunchy, that sounds bad, but it has that kind of slightly crunchy feeling, and I don't like applying a second coat. I am okay with how one coat looks. It's quite natural. I have it on today. But yeah, that would be kind of my one complaint. Let me know if you've had this issue with this mascara as well, because I haven't really heard anyone else saying that. So that was actually all my makeup favorites for the month of March. Like I said, I just didn't have that much to talk about, but I do have some random favorites as well, and the first one is actually a drink, and it is these Starbucks refreshers. These are different than the ones you buy. They're like a carbonated kind of energy drink, but they use green coffee extract. So basically you get a lot of energy, but then you don't like crash like if you were drinking a regular energy drink or a coffee. And as some of you may know, I'm trying to cut back on the amount of coffee I drink, and this has definitely been helping. I'm not like stopping drinking coffee completely, because that would be impossible, but I am seriously trying to cut back, and I really like these as an alternative. This is the strawberry lemonade flavor. This is my personal favorite. They also have a blackberry one too, but I like this one better. This also has a lot less sugar than an energy drink too, so that's why I prefer it. It still has quite a bit of sugar in it, but it's definitely not as bad as getting like an actual coffee from Starbucks, or like I said, an energy drink. So yeah, I've really been liking these. And then I also have a TV show favorite, and that is Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is the new Netflix original series. If you haven't watched it yet, just go do it. It's honestly so funny. It's definitely one of my new favorite TV shows of all time. Ellie Kemper is the main character, and she's so funny in it. Her character is kind of similar to in The Office. Like, she just has like a really like quirky personality, and she says things that you're just like, what was that? I just really like the humor in it. I think it's very similar to my own sense of humor. So if you haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend watching it. And my final favorite is a book. I did a lot of reading on my trip, and my favorite book that I read definitely was Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling. This is just a really good book if you want like a really quick, funny, like light-hearted kind of read. Mindy Kaling is so like hilariously awkward and relatable. She has a really great style of writing that's just really easy to read, and really easy to read quickly, which I like. I don't like books that take like years and years to read, and it was just kind of cool to see how she went from like totally normal person to being like a celebrity and like writing for SNL. There's a part on like the first page, like just in the introduction, where she's talking about how she shouldn't ever be allowed to give people advice, and one of her reasonings for that is she says, I frequently use my debit card to buy things that cost less than $3, and I was like, that is so me. I'm already in love with this book, and it definitely did not disappoint. So I would recommend checking this out if you're looking for something new to read. And that wraps up my March favorites. This was short but sweet, hopefully. But yeah, that was all my favorites for the month of March. Comment down below and let me know what your favorites were. You probably had some more interesting favorites than I did. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well, and also subscribe for all my future videos. And also please, if you have any like video suggestions or requests, comment down below and let me know. I'm really open to like video recommendations and things like that right now, because I have a ton of free time on my hands to film. But yeah, I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys!